thought I'd do a response video for a 100 subscribers contest that has been presented by Brett, bspeak68, where we're supposed to show a real obscurity in our collection. And well, I got lots of weird stuff because I collect obscurities of many different kinds, not always music related. So I went over to that part of my collection and looked through it all. Some of those albums or records I showed before in earlier videos, but I finally decided to show a record with the Swedish filmmaker and artist Jan Lindblad. Jan Lindblad was a movie maker, juggler, artist. What did he do more? Well, writer, photographer, and animal imitator, who started making wildlife films, movies, in the 1960s, and also as another talent of his, he used to do a lot of whistling and imitating birds mainly, and he performed in 1977, I think, and he made a recording of the American folk song "O Shenandoah," a whistling interpretation, and that became a super big hit, and he was probably one of the best-selling artists of that year in 1977. Also with the album that he made afterwards, I can't recall the name now. It was a record that I heard when I was a kid in my grandparents' home. He made the album on RCA. So that was a big, one of the 1970s best-selling record artists here in Sweden. Of course, a couple of years later they wanted him to make more records, and he made a couple of records for RCA with his whistling interpretations of famous songs, although he never really got the same kind of big hit that he did with Shenandoah. But he also made an album that is, well, due to the fact that he was very popular in the late 70s and early 80s, I wouldn't call it super rare, but it's obscure in its, it's obscure because, well, it didn't sell that well, but it's obscure because it's almost a record that is in a, well, genre of its own, because I've never seen or heard of any other album in the same style or same theme, and I'm going to show it to you now. Many of you in Sweden may know this album. It's called Djungelbokens Värld, and that means, if you translate it to English, the word of the Jungle Book. And what it is, it's actually a wildlife movie, but without the pictures. Jan Lindblad has been out all over the world filming and also recorded sounds from animals, sounds from birds, and we have lots of different animals on this that we can hear on this album. It's Barasinga deers, or whatever you call it in English, elephants, lions, leopards, rhinos, tigers, foxes, owls, peacocks. There's a long list of animals you can hear, and I'm just listing the ones I could find the English name for immediately. So this is an album filled with animal sounds that Jan Lindblad has recorded, and then he speaks over them, describing what happens, and really creating a... You might think that this would become very boring, but it is actually quite interesting. I mean, it's the way he describes what happens. It's like nature's own drama, but on vinyl, not on a film nature wildlife film that you might see on television. And this was quite a nice issue. I mean, we have pictures on the animals, for those of you who don't know them, and some text to read. See, very beautiful issue, and issued on RCA, so it's issued by one of the major record companies. It's from 1979, and I would say that this is definitely an obscurity in the fact that I've never seen another wildlife movie album without any movie. I don't know if you really understand what I mean here, but these wildlife descriptions on an album presented as if it was a wildlife movie, but it's an album. This record was mainly recorded in India and Sri Lanka between 1976 and 1979, and it was issued in 1979. So I even though Jan Lindblad sold much better with his whistling albums, I think his heart was more in this album. He wanted to make a really interesting album. And if anybody would, well, if I would have to listen to one of Jan Lindblad's whistling albums today, I might think that, oh, this is too sentimental, too sweet, too, well, I just wouldn't want to listen to it. But this, why not? I mean, dim the lights, put on this album, and you think you're in the jungle somewhere. Well, in Asia, India. So this is the record I'd like to show in Bespeak 68's contest. Jan Lindblad, Djungelbokens Värld. Thanks for watching.